For me, the first stage, and the main thing I want you to get out of this program is that you need to really set a compelling vision, right? So Trev's and mine, our goal, if you like, was compelling. But what I like about some visions, if you actually put a time frame around it, you only turn 30 how many times in your life? Once, right? So that was a drop dead date. If I missed that, I wasn't going to achieve my vision, right? Secondly, you want to put some metrics around it. What was the metrics that I put around mine? $1 million, right? I'm not really fully about money at all. Like most of my friends think I'm a little crazy because I still live in a boathouse and all my furniture I collect off the side of the street. But the $1 million was really motivating because it was just like a drop dead number, right? As well. So you want to actually put some metrics around the vision. But that's the first thing. And in mountaineering, the vision is like choosing the peak. Some people climbing Mount Kosciuszko is a big deal, right? Some people climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, like me, is a big deal. Others will climb Mount Everest, which I don't think I ever will. I've been to Everest Base Camp, and that's scary enough, right? So you've got to choose the right mountain for you, and that's what vision's all about. But in mountaineering, for me, the goal of mountaineering is what? To get to the top. Well, I don't think it is. I think it's to get to the top and to get down safely, right? Who was the first guy to summit the highest mountain in the world? Yeah. Or was it? There was a chap, some of you may have heard of, it could have been Tenzing, or it could have been a guy called George Mallory, right? So George Mallory, 30 years before Hillary actually overcame the Hillary step and managed to successfully summit Everest. Most people in the mountaineering community believe that Mallory was actually the first guy to actually get to the top of Everest, but everyone agrees that he shouldn't have been accredited with it because he didn't make it down safely. He actually died on the descent, right? And I see so many businesses do exactly the same. They shoot to try and get to the top of the mountain, but then they're stuck in it. They're the business, right? So if you don't actually, when you're in the vision stage, if you don't actually start with the end in mind, you're not actually going to get to the end, right? So let me run through the other stages. So for me, there's the vision stage, and then there's what you could probably call the apprenticeship, right? And the apprenticeship is all about the training. So if you're about to go and climb Mount Everest, you want to do a bit of training and stuff. You want to ask some people about how, what am I going to go through, those sort of things. Sometimes the apprenticeship comes before the vision. Sometimes the apprenticeship comes after the vision. Sometimes your first business is your apprenticeship. Right? I see so many people stuck in a particular business because they think that's the only business that's going to get them to their goals, but they don't sit back and say, wow, that's my apprenticeship. I might start a new business that might be my actually business, right? And then we get to the exciting stage that's startup, which is really like being at base camp of some kind of mountain. Then we'll do the hard yards. When I put up the screen before about that the rough seas, that's like the hard yards. That's every business is going to have to go through this concept of the hard yards, which is a period when things, you feel like you're going to go broke. You don't feel like you can pay your creditors. You haven't got enough sales. You're stretched and you're working 60 hours a week, right? You're not seeing your family. That's the hard yards. And unfortunately, every business has to go through it. Where it starts to get a bit more exciting is the foundation. The foundation, and that's where we spend most of the time talking about in the course, is how do you actually crack your business model? Because if you get a business model that someone wants to pay you for a product or service and you can make a lot of money on it, that's the foundation. That's as simple as what a business model really is, right? So, because similar to mountaineering, once you get the foundation, it's like the high camp. Once you get to the high camp, the next bit is the expansion, and you go up really fast, right? So that's the hold on to your hat. You're going to have a fun ride. All you're going to do is you're going to milk your business model for everything it's worth, right? The second last stage is the succession stage, where we're saying, okay, one or two things have happened, and there's a little thing called the entrepreneur's curse, right? The entrepreneur's curse is this. The reason why you're in business is you couldn't probably concentrate on what you were doing in the corporate world, but entrepreneurs have a real habit of saying, wow, this is just so exciting, and then all of a sudden they sort of looking to the side and they go, oh, that's pretty exciting, and they'll change their business model completely, and then they'll sort of get distracted again. Why do you think we had 10 businesses in 10 years, right? Entrepreneur's curse. The piece of business that was worth the most amount of money when we finally sold it was the business we started in the beginning, right? If we had have actually just realised, got rid of all the clutter, right? So that's what we didn't realise is that businesses grow out of people and people grow out of businesses, right? So one of two things is going to happen. The entrepreneur is going to get bored, or the business is going to go beyond their own skill set, right? So that's at the end of the expansion. Then we want to start to invest in the succession, and then finally invest in the exit, because we all know that a business has a certain horizon.